every morning before I leave for work. I go in my Starbucks. Yeah, I use kale.
Well, you guys behave really well. I just want to tell you that. I don't always have this cooperative a crowd. Sometimes it takes a while to get them away from that bar over there and get them over here. But we are here. My name is Mary Ford. For those of you that don't know me, I've been around a very long time now. 23 years I've been covering Cohasset. And in all those years, I've never put out a paper that I haven't been proud of. So I love covering the town. It's not a job to me, it's a calling. And I know everyone doesn't always agree with us or our stands, but week in and week out we're here. We love the town. It's never been too small, too arrogant, too whatever. I love my arrogant readers, actually. The only one that really does. But anyway, it's my pleasure to welcome you here this evening for a very, very special occasion. And that's to honor Tom Wigmore as our Citizen of the Year. All the members of his wonderful family, and to this huge gathering of friends. To me, this is Cohasset. Tom was one of the first people I met in Cohasset. He was one of the first people we ever did for Picture This. And he was wearing a leather jacket, and he was really one hunk of a guy. He was lucky to have it. He still is. And Tom has been nice because he's been Picture This several times since. Just a few. I also want to welcome, I think we have the entire Cohasset Board of Selectmen here, so thank you very much. I know we have, I think we may have the fire chief, I don't know if he was okay, there it is. Fire Chief Bob Sylvia, Acting Chief Bill Quigley is here. We have our town manager, Christine there, I saw him somewhere. Chris is around. And he was explaining to me how he managed to lose his New York accent. So that was interesting. Okay, and I know Garrett, Bradley, and Bob Hedlund are both coming, but they're probably going to be running in here any second. I'd like to also take just a moment to point out my team here at the Cohasset Mariner. We have my editor-in-chief, Greg Mathis, and managing editor, Alice Coyle. So please say good things to them. We have our account executive, which is a fancy word for ad rep, Fred Siegel, and he lives in Cohasset, so he's great. Amanda Thompson, who's my new terrific reporter. She's doing a great job. And we also have, and this is I think the first time at Cohasset Citizen of the Year, Robin Chan, who's our photographer extraordinaire. I mean, for years, Robin has taken one fabulous picture of Cohasset and its people after another. So thank you. Also helping tonight is my personal team, my sister Lisa and her husband David and my husband Conley. Thank you. I'd also like to thank the management and staff of a truly community-spirited business. Atlantica, under the leadership of Joe and Janet Campbell, is partnering with us once again in this wonderful endeavor and generously and deliciously hosting this event. So please come here for brunch, dinner, plan your weddings, because I can't imagine Cohasset without Atlantica or the Harbor Inn or the Salt House. I think they're great additions to our town, so let's support them. Also partnering with us again this year is Pilgrim Bank, a great community bank, and the Cohasset Rotary Club. And we thank them so much. They help us manage to continue this special event. One of my many duties here at the Cohasset Mariner, hosting Citizen of the Year is my favorite. Today you will hear from me and several others before we present Tom with a Citizen of the Year award. Here at the Mariner, we're pleased to continue a tradition started 23 years ago by using your community newspaper as the way to recognize those among us who go that extra mile to make the town we love a better place. I want to thank all of you for helping to make the Citizen of the Year a true town tradition. I also want to welcome any of our prior year citizens who are here today, so let's just give them a hand. I know there's a few scattered around. Every January, we ask for nominations for Citizen of the Year through a story and a notice in the paper. This year, nearly every day until nominations closed 6 weeks later, I opened literally dozens of nominations and notes nominating Tommy. While there were 6 other deserving nominees, it was clear early on that Tommy was it. And I can just kind of give you a sample of, this is the notebook that has all of the nominations. John McSheffrey, Phil Lear, Ron Goodwin, and Merle Brown joined me this year at the Cohasset Mariner office in Hingham to help with the selection process. Normally the process takes a while, but this year, with the overwhelming heartfelt love for Tommy from literally every part of the community and beyond, we reached our decision right away. Then we spent the next hour talking gossip and everything else. I'd like to share, take a moment just to share some of the comments that I think show the love and appreciation so many have for Tom. Nominations ranged from just a few words, such as, "He is one hell of a guy," to typed write-ups detailing not only Tommy's contributions, but also his character and his patriotism. While Tommy's leadership in establishing the healing field and other community events is well known, he has also served quietly behind the scenes helping others. Catherine Flynn noted that Tom is always seeking new ways to raise money for the less fortunate. Kathleen Palmieri wrote that Tom has been quietly and consistently present for many in their time of grief, as a flag bearer, arranging ceremonies at the Legion, placing flags on graves, and more. Most of all, Tom's great smile and kind words have helped many find solace in their time of need and grief, she wrote. Patrick Palmieri said, "I will always remember Tommy at the cemetery placing flags on my son's grave. What a special person." Nancy Anderson said that Tommy has always visited her sister-in-law, who is a Gold Star mother, because she was unable to be in the parade on Memorial Day. "We need more people like Tom Wigmore," she wrote. William and Robin Nickerson recalled how Tom welcomed their son home from active duty and encouraged him to meet with a group of school children in Cohasset to share the value and importance of supporting their community and the responsibility of helping others. Allison Sylvia noted that every time she drives by the healing field, she is overcome with emotion as well as overwhelming pride in what Cohasset has done to honor all those who have served this great country. Simply put, without Tom Wigmore, there would be no healing field, she wrote. A fellow high school student sent her nomination all the way from her home in North Carolina. "I went to high school with Tom, and I cannot remember a time when Cohasset did not come first. Tom has always stepped up," wrote Linda O'Loughlin. Michael Gallup stated it perfectly when he noted that Tom has done all this work with minimal recognition over the years. "It is his time to shine bright," Michael said. Anthony Graziano noted Tom's work with veterans extends well beyond the borders of Cohasset. He is an outstanding citizen. He has done more than most people have in a lifetime. And Charlie Long may have said it best. He does so much for everyone in town and asks for nothing in return. He works with a smile on his face. He works so hard for veterans and our servicemen and women. He puts American flags up all over town all year. He is a citizen of our time, said Charlie. With this award, the Cohasset Mariner offers recognition for making a difference. In our society, too many role models go unrecognized. Too often people today look to the sports, rock, or movie stars with envy, when the real hero is the local police officer, firefighter, veteran, active duty serviceman or woman, parent, teacher, coach, church leader, or government official. The annual Citizen of the Year Award is our way of taking our hats off to those among us like Tom who go that extra mile without asking for anything in return but the intrinsic reward of helping to make Cohasset a better place. Thank you, Tom. And most of you who know Tommy also know Dee. And I know when I wrote the story, I said they share a common heart and a common soul, and there's no question about that. So we have a special treat dedicated to Dee, but also for Tommy, with Lily and Diane.
Must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine that your way. You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you are the one with all the strength. Beautiful face without a name for so long. Beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. And I can fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth, 'cause I know it. We would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. And I can fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. Did I ever tell you you're my hero? You're everything, everything I wish I could be. Oh, and I can fly higher than an eagle. 'Cause you are the wind beneath my wings. 'Cause you are the wind beneath my wings.
That was so wonderful. Thank you so much. So I'm going to invite Steve Gomer, our Selectman Chairman, to the podium, and he's got a little presentation. Steve.
That's how you top that. I can't sing a note. I was actually, there's very few times in life that I'm speechless. And how can you not be choked up? Oh, honey, we'll take more than that. I can't say that I've known Tom for 20 years or 30 years personally. I look around this room and I see faces that have a dedication to their community, and they show it, whether it's through a job that they do, an office that they hold, volunteer work that's performed on a regular basis, or just caring for your neighbor. And there's a man beside me that talks to you all. I first met Tom just a few years ago, and I honestly thought, my God, why is he badgering me so much about Memorial Day? I grew up in a small town in New Hampshire. Memorial Day was a really big deal. My uncles were veterans. My dad's a veteran. One of my great regrets in life is that I'm not. I never served in the armed forces. But Tommy taught me something that I think I know pretty much everything. And Tommy taught me a number of things, not the least of which is humility. Tommy taught me that there is a great deal of honor in being selfless. I remember a quote from Abraham Lincoln about following the better angels of our nature. And this man embodies that. And I can only hope to be like you. And I mean, I'm not sure I can read this. Whereas Tom Wigmore is a Cohasset native son, and in 1983? We gotta talk. 1983 Cohasset High School graduate. Whereas Tom has worked for the town of Cohasset since the blizzard of '78. I'm going to skip your age on that one. You guys can do the math. Whereas Tom Wigmore has been a tireless and devoted advocate for Cohasset veterans and has coordinated Cohasset's Memorial Day and Veterans Day activities. Whereas Thomas Wigmore has spearheaded Cohasset High School's participation in the Girls and Boys State program. Whereas Tom Wigmore is the visionary and driving force behind Cohasset's iconic and nationally recognized healing fields. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the citizens of Cohasset assembled here at the annual town meeting, where were you? With great pride, recognize Tom Wigmore for his commitment and dedication to the Cohasset community and celebrate his well-deserved, and I might add personally well-earned, honor as Cohasset's Citizen of the Year 2015, given under our hands and the seal of the town of Cohasset. It's you. On this second day of May in the year 2015, and I'm very pleased to be able to present this to you about 2 weeks later.
Thank you, Steve. And I'm going to invite Garrett up. Garrett, our state rep, for those of you that may not know, but I think we all know.
You too. So I'm so happy Steve's here tonight, so he got to follow Lily to the microphone. I was looking around the room for Headland saying, God, the one time I need him, where is he? Thank you, Steve. I'm here tonight, it's just honored to be here tonight to say a few very brief words and present a citation to Tom. Now, before Headland will eventually show up for a citation, well, I want everyone to see how much nicer the house citation is. Senate citation. But we're honored to be here tonight to honor Tom. And when I think of Tom, I think of a man of action who doesn't wait for others. He just does. He never takes. He just gives. He's a true public servant. We're lucky to have him here in Cohasset. And I just want to read this citation. It states, from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincere congratulations to Thomas Wigmore in recognition of being named Cohasset Citizen of the Year for your tireless and outstanding commitment to honoring the sacrifice of veterans in Cohasset with the traditions that will continue for generations. The entire membership extends its very best wishes, and it's signed today, May 21st, by the Speaker of the House, Bob DeLeo, and myself, State Rep Garrett Bradley. Thank you, Tom, for everything you do for the town.
He's our Veteran Services Officer, Vin.
I just want to say, when I came to this town 2 years ago, the Veterans Officer, Tom says, I got to meet this guy. He says to me, listen, you take care of the veterans, flags and the parade's all mine. I got to come in, I'll take care of it. And he is right, he did have to take care of it. But Tom also calls me when he knows that there's a veteran in need. And he's done that several times, and I appreciate that. So tonight I want to present Tom Wigmore for his exemplary service and unselfish dedication to the veterans of Cohasset.
John Cabell is going to say a few words.
I was honored recently when Tom and Dee asked me to speak on behalf of their family and friends. That's you. I don't know what you want me to say. But I am honored. And I can't, as I watch those, Lily. The only thing, Mary, that was good was I said to my daughter sitting next to me, I said, I no, Mary's going to say John Cavell as soon as the leg was done, and I was going to go out of my mind. You know, we're here tonight to honor our Citizen of the Year, Tom Wigmore. And as Mary was reading the nominations, I thought several of those went through my hands. And I thought of a consistent theme that I heard, and I think Mary will bear this out. No one deserves it more. No one. And I have to preface my other remarks by saying we're talking about Tom. And Mary alluded to this. You cannot talk about Tom without talking about Dee. They are absolutely the ultimate team. No question. So when I say Tom, anytime in the next couple of minutes I'm going to speak, remember I'm saying Dee as well. I'll tell you a little Tom and Dee story. As some of you may know, with this illness Tom has, he's been having some short-term memory problems. And a couple of weeks ago, I guess it was, he announced to Dee that they should get married. Now, I don't know what you do as a spouse but I know what Dee did in Dee's inimitable style. On this Sunday, at her sister's house, they're getting married again. Now, I would not wish any aspect of Tommy's illness, believe me, on anyone. But I do have to tell you, forgetting that you're married is something I'd like my wife Jill to do. You know, when I think all of you know that this week, and it is a week with us, it's not a day. It's a week. 2 weeks, really. Yeah, we're putting up the flags. This would not happen without this man. It would not happen. He is the most dedicated individual I have ever met in my life to our veterans and our people in the armed service right now. I've never met anyone like him. And I'm a member of a company called the Ancient Honorable Artillery Company of Massachusetts. We'll be here for you again Saturday, Tom, in biggest numbers ever. And so I know, I mean, that company is comprised of some great, great veterans, military leaders, and I can tell you to a person, there's no one who can touch what Tom does. To a person. And Garrett, yeah, right. Garrett, when you're talking about being nagged, oh, was that Steve? Steve was talking about being nagged by Tom, right? Believe me, there isn't any one of us in this room tonight who has not been nagged by this man. If the sound system is all set for the weekend. But he makes it happen. He's diligent. Those of us who have tried to fill in for Tom while he's been going through this, in preparing for this 2 weeks, will tell you, I think to a person would say, who knew there were this many pieces? Who knew there was this much to do? How could he possibly do it by himself? Do you know that prior to Memorial Day and prior to this year, that this guy went out and personally placed over 2,000 flags on the grave of every veteran in Cohasset? When I get involved in this year's Memorial Day events, I tried, Aaron will tell you that I think I nagged you to death. I've certainly nagged Headland to death. I've contacted the governor, I've contacted our new veterans agent for the state, I've contacted everyone I can, trying to make this dedication by Healing Field and this Memorial Day the biggest and best ever for one reason, for Tom. Is it that this night we honor him? That's during his Christmas. Tom, I love you. Do you know I love you? I can't wait to see you renew your vows. When they come to that part about anyone objects,
Please keep your mouth shut.
I don't. I was there at the first wedding. I drove the limos in it with a I love you guys. And Tom, I'm so proud of you. I can't even tell you. Thank you.
But Diane, she's one awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Little did I know. I mean, first she said she would sing and she couldn't get Lily. And I said, that's fine as long as I'm not included in any songs. I'd love to, but the room would empty out extremely quickly. And I'm one of those people that even mouth that Star Spangled Banner because I'm so afraid someone up there is going to say, with that woman in that row, that section, please stop. You're off key. But I just want to take a moment because many of you know me well, and you know that I have two sons that are both Army veterans, and they both went to Iraq, one after the other, and Tommy was a great support for me. But I had a little pin, and it's called the Braveheart pin. And I wore it almost every day, and it got me through those 2 deployments. And I wanted to give this to Dee because I think she's got a very brave heart, and I think she could use this now. Should be forever declared Tommy Wigmore Day. But the entire week in Cohasset, and people talk about being nagged, but Tom don't only get you to do things like every time I went to town hall, have you done this, Mira, sit down, get this press release in, but also when he was a dispatcher, he was just incredible. I mean, I go to the station, as the police know, every single Monday. I'm there at the same time. I'm like that bad penny that keeps turning up, but sometimes the log is not ready. And I'm like, and I'm surprised. They're like, Mary's here, who's got the log? And I'm like, guys, you know I'm coming. Tommy would have it ready, but boy, he would not let me take it unless a sergeant was called off the road and read it first. Didn't matter how I begged, and I said, I gotta get to town hall, please, I promise I'll call if I have questions. Nope. Call, and I mean, he knew the rules, and he followed them, and I appreciated that.
We're all in trouble.
We have a little plaque for Tom, and it's from us at the Cohasset Mariner, and we're presenting it to Tom Wigmore, Citizen of the Year, in honor and with deep appreciation of his devoted and valuable service to the people of Cohasset, May 21st, 2015. making Tommy's Christmas. And when I interviewed Tom and Dee, I think it was back in March or February, they talked about, you know, how this was Tommy's Christmas. So I just want to present him with a framed front page of our story and say, Tommy, Merry Christmas. So now everybody can relax and visit. The hard part is over, and Tommy's looking good. Don't you love that blue shirt? He's looking very handsome. Do you want to say a few words? All right, Tom.
Again, I'd like to just thank the town for the support that they've given me, and it's quite an honor to do all this stuff. And I want to thank the town for allowing me to do this. But I'd like to thank my wife, Deirdre, my family. We're all servers in the town here. My father's a wire inspector. He has been for many years, and you know, we've all served this town diligently. And I just want to say thank you to all for allowing me to serve. And we'll catch you all again.
When Tom was diagnosed on December 27th, it really hit home that Christmas really would never be the same. But his Christmas always will be, thanks to all the dedication that this town has showed for us in supporting his dreams. Because the healing field was his dream 9 years ago, and he was worried the entire time he was in the rehab that it wasn't going to get done. And I can't thank Vinny from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for all you've done for our support. Vinny was a nervous wreck Tuesday when we were coming home because he knew that he was going to be graded. And he did get an A+, so I have to let him know that. There's some special people that I would like to mention here tonight. I have Tom's family from Vermont down, David and Gretchen and Joe. Most of you know Lynn Ritter and her husband Mo, but they came from Florida for us. They do win the greatest distance, by the way. There is one thing that I have to say. Last weekend when we were at the rehab, a very special lady came in that we had never met before. And her name is Song. And Song is the woman that Tom has been dealing with for 9 years with the healing field. And it's out of Utah. And she flew in for the weekend just to see it and to meet him. Because Tom would call her like everybody else, nag her to death. Would call her, and every time he would call her, he would say, "Mr. Wigmore here." And she'd laugh, and they're like, "Oh, it's Tom again." So I thought it was very nice that she came down. She was very moved by the support and the beauty of the field. She's never seen it by the water. She's always seen it inland, so it was really a great surprise for her. I also want to make a mention that I have a support team from Blue Cross that has been with me. Through this journey. They have picked up the slack when I can't work. They've done extra things, and they're just there if I ever need them, and I can't thank them enough. And there's also a very special team, which I don't know where they went. They're hiding somewhere, I'm sure. The girls from radiation would when we'd go to radiation every day, we'd walk in and there was 2 smiling faces at the front desk every day, and they'd say, Wiggy Strong, every day. And we'd come in, and I'd see them back there. And once Tom finished his radiation, he got into a really bout of dehydration. And we had to go every single day, and he would have to go for about 3 hours. And there was a little angel named Janie, and my sister's name was Jane, and Janie Angel was our nurse that would stay by us, and if anybody knows Tom, he's got the worst veins in the world to try and get an IV in. And Janie would say, here we go again. Oh my God, Dr. Bailey is here. Please come up, please come up. The memory loss, and he'd ask the same question 14, 15 times. We'd be in there, and she'd go, yeah, okay, we're good, yeah. And tonight he's sitting at home, and he's like, is Dr. Bailey coming tonight? And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, I want to ask her about this, and I want to I said, Dr. Bailey is off duty tonight. She is just a friend. So I just, on behalf of Tom and I this is overwhelming for us. I think I did pretty good this time. And I just want to thank you all for your support. And without you guys, we'd be nothing. And, and I thank you from the bottom of both of our hearts. Thank you to everybody.
Another hour, so everyone relax, enjoy, and visit with Tommy. It's so wonderful. I thank you so much for coming, and enjoy the rest of Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome. Thank you.